Hello, welcome to OpenMentor.net. In this session on C programming, we are going to talk about the loops in C. There are three types of loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loops available. First, we are going to see for loops. I have two integers defined. One is x and one is I. And again, I'm not going to use x. For this is a loop. The syntax is for. It has three portions. They are separated by semicolons. Okay. The first portion is called initialization, semicolon, a termination condition, then increment. If you see here, it is initializing I with 1. The loop will execute as long as this condition is true. As long as I is less than or equal to 5, this loop will execute. So this is a condition. This is an increment. That means how to modify this variable I. So I am initializing I to 1. If I do not increment I at all, then it will become a problem. It will become an infinite loop. So it has an initialization, then a condition as long as it is true, it will execute, then the increment. Inside the loop, I am printing %d star 6 equal to star d \n. That means I am printing I, the loop counter, then I star 6. So let us see what is the output that will look like. Now let me compile. If you see here, it says this is I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The I is going from 1 to 5. This is static text star 6 equal to, then 1 into 6 equal to 6, 2 into 6 equal to 12, 18, 24, 30. This is a number table for the table 6. So I'm making a formatted print in terms of %d. So this string makes the output look like a number table. So if you want to have number table of 8, change it over here and then change it over here. If you want to print up to 10, you change the termination condition, again execute. Now you are seeing the 8 table, 1 star 8 equal to 8, 2 star 8 equal to 16, up to 10 star 8 equal to 80. So though I have just only one line, this one line gets repeated 10 times. How does it know to repeat 10 times? So because I have given the condition over here, repeat this for 10 times. This is the fundamental for loop. Okay. Now you can also do something like this. I give my curly brace over here. Suppose I don't give the condition over here. I leave it empty. But inside the loop, you need to make sure the I gets changed. Otherwise, it will become an infinite loop. So let's compile this. It still compiles well. It still works well. So you can have either this portion or this portion empty, but you need to take care inside the loop. If you have all the portions defined right at the for, no problem. If you miss any portion, you need to make sure that is covered over here, except this portion. I can always say I equal to 1, and I'm just removing that, compiling. It still has the same effect. So either you take care of initialization, the condition and increment right here, or you take before or inside the loop to make sure that it happens. This is the fundamental for loop. So what I'm going to do next is the while loop. This is exactly the same stuff. Now let me comment this. /* / is the comment. Now I have got I equal to 1 as an initialization. I want to have the same effect. I do while I less than or equal to 10. Okay. Then put this thing. So how do I do it? This has the same effect as what we have done for. As long as this condition is true, it is going to work. At the same time, I do this I++, increment it inside the body of this loop. Let me execute this, see what happens. So the while, before entering the while, I am doing the initialization. inside the while loop I print it, inside the while loop I increment the variable, I compile, effect is exactly the same. So for also helps you to repeat something, while also helps you to repeat something. There is one other variation over here, there is something called do, then I copy this while condition over here. Okay, so if you see here, do, then the body of the loop, at the end of the loop I am putting this condition. Now let me execute. F9, it compiles, executes, the effect is exactly the same. Why do we have this do loop and while loop? For example, I initialize this I equal to 11. While entering the loop itself it is 11, but it will enter the loop, it will execute the body of the loop at least once. After executing, it is evaluating this condition. Now let me execute this, see what happens. It prints 11 star 8 equal to 88. That means while getting into the loop itself, I is equal to 11. Though this condition is false, it is not coming to the condition first. It comes to the body first, then executes, then it comes to the condition. Whereas if I change it, I make it do while, okay, like this. I is 11. When it comes to the while loop, it first evaluates the condition. So I is already greater than 10, so it will never execute the body. So let me execute it once again. It doesn't print anything at all. So the basic structures inside the loop is you have the body, you need to make sure a termination condition in while loops. As long as the condition is true, it will execute for loop or while loop or do while loop. So the basic difference between do while loop and while loop is either you want to have the condition executed first or the body executed first. I'll stop here. Thank you.